Welcome to the Mortgage and Mindset in Minutes podcast, and I'm your host, Tiffany Rose, where you'll get a little on mortgage and a lot on mindset. Ask me a few questions, introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Excellent. Well, guys, my name is Jovany Noguera with Route 1 Group Elite. I have Tiffany here. I'll let you introduce yourself, Tiffany.
Yep, Tiffany Rose with Guild Mortgage. I've been with the company for almost 5 years and in the business for over 20 years. I can't believe it.
There's a few questions I have for you as far as ITIN. We typically, a lot of people who we deal with, that I deal with, the majority of my clients are ITIN buyers. So, we know that it's a new product, as I feel like it's been rolling out. And due to the fact that there's a lot of people, there's always a lot of questions. So you being the professional and, something that you are an expert at, I just would like to ask you a few questions, Tiffany. How's that sound?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. So big common question that I get for ITIN buyers, you hear 15, 20%. What typically does an ITIN buyer need in order to buy a house as far as down payment?
Absolutely. Okay. So for ITINs, and which you and I have been working on a lot of these together, and your clients are so sweet. They're so amazing. And I mean, one of them came here, through and paid their house off. I mean, all cash over a short amount of time.
Single mom.
Yes, single mom. And I mean, your clients are just blow me away. So what's so cool about this is that there's so much opportunity right now with these products. So with ITIN, don't be discouraged if you don't have that social security number, if you feel like you don't claim a lot on your tax returns, because first of all, I want to look at your tax returns and see if there's enough income there. If not, then you can do 10% down minimum, and you can do a bank statement loan. So we look at all of your deposits, whether they're cash deposits or coming in checks from your clients, if someone's a housekeeper or something. Was a couple of our clients, actually, they just take all their cash and they deposit like once or twice a week. We take those, and over a 12-month period, we look at all the deposits on the bank statements, and we do an average. We don't deduct anything. We don't look at tax returns or anything. So it's a great thing for self-employed borrowers that like to write off enough. So that's the majority of what we're doing for ITIN.
When it comes to getting qualified, typically you ask for your 2 last year statements. So I heard you say you only need 12 months, correct?
Yep, 12 months. Sometimes I'll do 24 months because if they made more money the year before, when we average that, it actually gives us more income. So that's the bank statement product that, like I said, we're utilizing that a huge amount. The interest rate, can I just talk about that really quick?
Yes, that was my next question.
Okay, good. So on the bank statement loans, it's not as pretty as like a 3.5% down FHA loan where we use tax returns and you have a social security number and all of that, but you become a homeowner. So you're no longer renting, which is like a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter if the rate's 6% or 8% or 5% or 2%. You're becoming a homeowner, and you're paying down that mortgage payment every month, and you're earning that appreciation. You're getting even an additional tax write-off that even, ITIN can take advantage of. So you just win 4 ways all around.
Excellent. So we covered down payment 10%. Obviously, the more the merrier as far as clients, but at least we know 10%. I think another question that I have for you as far as the bank statement loan. So with ITIN buyers, one of the things is, how many people can you put on? Like, what do you particularly do for clients that maybe they have a daughter who has a social, or the mother and father that have ITIN? What does your team specialize? Because we've had this in the past.
Yeah. So we put on 2 daughters, husband, wife. I mean, you can have up to, I believe with most of our investors, it's up to 4 borrowers. So I've had, mother, father, and 2 daughters in one of the most recent cases, all go on the loan together and put all of their bank statements and income together and make it work. We also allow gift funds as well. So if maybe a relative wants to gift you money to help you with that 10% down, they just sign a letter saying that there's no, huge payment we have to debt service you for monthly, and we allow those gift funds. So co-signers, gift funds, bank statement loans all day long.
Excellent. So I think the key thing when it comes to ITINs is credit. Typically a lot of ITIN buyers that are brand new, either they're just getting started on their credit. Some of them are lucky enough to have some credit. So can you talk about that as far as the requirements or the qualifications that they would need?
Yeah. So one of the things that we're working on, which I love, is Guild's working on like alternative credit. So like
Okay.
utility bills being paid on time, PG&E bills being, paid on time, water, things like that, because a lot of people don't have that established credit. Another
Yeah.
cool thing that you can do is you can actually find somebody who has like a credit card, have them make you an authorized user. You inherit all their credit history. So if they've had a credit card for 2, 3 years, even 12 months, and you become an authorized user, that goes onto your credit report. So that's a really, really cool tip.
Yeah, awesome. So let's talk about that, because I have a feeling there's a lot of individuals that don't know much about that. I guess what I'd like to call tricks of the trade, right? Stuff that you just kind of develop over the course of the years. So when it comes to that, I'm assuming there's also a good side and a bad side. Don't get a credit card with somebody whose
Not going to pay the
credit is
bills.
completely
Yeah.
correct. So okay, that's awesome. Let's see, what else do I usually hear of? Down payment. We covered down payment. We covered how many people usually take to qualify. So let's talk about for those individuals that unfortunately are not quite there yet. Let's just say, they don't make enough, or they're not projected to make enough this year. What do you guys offer as far as to create a game plan for
Yeah.
those individuals? Because not all the people that we work with sometimes qualify off the bat. It takes work.
You just read my mind, Jovany. I'm like so excited about your question, because I was going to end with that. The most important thing to do is ask. Just ask, and I will help you come up with a plan. Sometimes it's not a month or two that you can just qualify. Sometimes it's 6 months, a year, maybe even
Yeah,
2 years. But the most important thing is ask, and let's come up with a plan, because reinventing the wheel or try to go at it alone, it's not going to work. Talk to a professional. I'm free. I don't cost anything for you to call me and
right,
say, hey, I have X amount, or how much down payment do I need? Or this is how much I can afford. I can only afford $1,500 a month. What will that get me in this area?
right.
Let's just having those conversations, start having those. And you never know what creative ways I can come up with to make it work and help your clients become a homeowner.
Correct. And I think that's one of the biggest things where people are just like, oh, well, I hear this all the time. It's a lot of people, somebody told me this, or somebody told me that. And I'm all like, hey, everyone's situation and everyone's story is different,
Yeah.
because I hear it all the time where people say like, oh, well, they people think that a lot of people are doing better than them because they own a home or whatever it is. And they end up realizing like, hey, like nothing happens overnight. They just didn't wake up, go get qualified, and stuff like now I have a house. No,
Yeah.
there was a strategized game plan that everyone worked towards. And that's, I think, that a lot of people need to hear. It's, you guys need to come to the professionals. And something that I'd like to touch on, which you said it's true. Our services are free. We don't make any money unless we actually are able to put you in a home, help you, in this case you refinance. Like, our services are here, and we're here to add value to people.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people get carried away on the money. We're here to service people.
We're here to serve, and we're here to help as many, you and I talked about our why and our purpose. And,
Right.
I want to help as many families as I can, help them become homeowners. It's more fun for me. It's more rewarding than somebody that
Yeah.
has, 50% down, excellent credit. They could go, anywhere, quote unquote. And this, going and digging in and figuring out, okay, can you put your daughter on loan? Can you put your son on loan? Will mom gift you some money? And seeing them own own that home and get the keys to the house is so rewarding, and it's fun for me, and I love doing it. I know you do too.
Yeah, indeed. Anything else that I'm possibly missing that I haven't asked you? What else can you think of?
I would just say, don't be embarrassed. Like, hey, I don't think I make enough. Don't get down on yourself. Or, my neighbor got 2%, because that's all hearsay. And be careful, because people do tend to forget or exaggerate, or, just kind of try to puff their chest a little bit on what they got. But don't be embarrassed, because all our information, Jovany and I, we don't even share I'm not allowed to share their income or their credit score. I just have to tell them the very, very, minimum need to know basis is what we call it. So never feel like embarrassed to just pick up the phone and say, like, maybe it's 5 years from now, Tiff, but what can we do? It's
Yeah.
it's fun for me. I truly enjoy it.
Yeah, that's good. I think one thing that I wanted to kind of touch on before we have any other questions is like you said, getting a game plan for everybody, because sometimes everyone's out there getting the best deals, right? But when it comes to you, everybody thinks like, why am I not getting the deal? Everyone always exaggerates. Takes the truth
Unfortunately,
a
just a
little
little bit. Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So let's talk about, if you don't mind, what do you project in like the market doing? Because we've seen a lot happen since the pandemic to even during the pandemic. And now here we come 2022. We're on the second quarter and a lot of things are changing.
Yeah, great question. So I just left the leadership summit at Guild Mortgage, and we had the top execs, VPs, presidents, CEOs, all talking about multiple things, but especially for, you know, our clients, talking about what the market's going to do. Now, interest rates are predicted actually to come back down, which is great. But what we were looking at is, you know, if interest rates go up, but the housing market cools, because a lot of people are saying, oh, rates are going to go up, but that's going to make the housing market cool. When you look at that math, it's really interesting. Some of it's like, it's the same thing. You buy at pay more for a house with the lower rate, or you pay a higher rate, but less for a house. Don't wait and try to time the market. That's the most important thing, because that's when you lose out. If you time the market, just the experts are saying that rates are going to go down, but no matter what, in any market, no matter what the experts are saying, in any market, there's a great deal for you and your family, no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest takeaway that I got from it.
For sure. That's awesome. And I think to add to that was a lot of people, I get a lot, Jovany, when's the best time to buy? And I'm honest with them, 30 years ago. And they're like, oh, well, you know, before the pandemic, you know, during the crash. And I'm like, hey, the best time to buy was yesterday. But you can't live in the past. That's something I always tell people. Stop complimenting the past. You're here. You're today. What are you doing to get yourself ahead? Because a lot of individuals have this fear of missing out. You know, you said yourself when we first started this meeting, we have a single mom, purchased the home, paid it off. Shout out to her. She did a great job. Yeah. And now she's in a lot better place, because now she's in the position where she can explore more options, whether if it's upgrading, downsizing. And I feel like a lot of people don't see the bigger picture. It's one of your biggest purchases everyone will ever make. And you want to have people who will have you want to have people like Tiffany and I, you know, who have your best interest in mind. Yeah. You know, because we met with people who they're like, hey, I'm not ready yet. And we're ready when you are. Yeah. You know.
And just, you know, the last thing I'll end with this is just people in California, and I'm licensed in Nevada also, but in these parts where it's so expensive, United States, people are pulling their money together with trusted friends, family members. They're buying houses together. They're converting the garage or splitting a wall down the middle and adding a kitchenette. They're doing whatever it takes, because anything is better than renting. It's just, right. I don't care if it was 5 years ago or now, or don't wait to at least ask the questions, but talk to your friends and family. You'd be surprised who else is kind of having those struggles as well. And that's the way to build wealth, is through home ownership. There's nothing greater. That's why the biggest, most wealthy people are, and most of them own a ton of real estate.
Yeah, that's where they park their money.
Got to start somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you, Tiffany, for hopping on this Zoom meeting. I hope that anyone that gets to watch this, if you guys have any questions, whatever it is, like we said, whether if it's throw any scenario at us, you know, we're really good at getting creative and figuring out what's best for every client. And again, not every client is going to qualify, but you're never going to know if you never start.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to tagline that. I like that. Okay. It's so true. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I guess we'll be in touch.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Have a good one, everyone.
Okay, bye.